Wrapping up the second crossbow season, I've already filled my doe tags, and now it's time to see if I can fill that buck tag. Oh crap. Now, even though during this second crossbow season you're allowed to use a rifle, I still use the crossbow. One of the reasons I love the crossbow is the fact that I can use it during all of the big game seasons. This has got to be the coldest interview that I have done so far this season. I'm sitting down here in the blind down here on the well pad food plot once again. You'll remember from my last video maybe that this is the blind that collapsed under the weight of the snow that we got right around Thanksgiving, and it ruined that blind. So what I ended up doing was taking the blind out of the doe field. It was a blind that my daughter and I had put up there. She'd helped me with that, and so we ended up bringing that down here and setting it up down here in this spot. I just took it down and put it out into here instead of buying a new one. As you can see, I'm still wearing the fluorescent orange, even though I'm sitting in the blind. We have fluorescent orange requirements here in Pennsylvania during this, what I consider the second crossbow season, and during that time we have to wear the fluorescent orange. I've got all the dark stuff on under it. I've got a face mask that I wear, so I think that you can still be legal but effective at the same time. During this season, we also have to have 100 inches or more of fluorescent orange outside the blind. I just bring a different hat with me and hang it in the branch behind the blind up in the air where it can be seen from all over. Now, I am sitting here during this second crossbow season with Bunjie. He's all ready to go should a shot present itself, despite the wind. Wow, the wind's really picking up. Well, you can tell it's December again. To give you an update on what's going on here, I came down yesterday afternoon thinking that that's when the storm was going to start. Sure enough, at dusk, there was 6 or 7 does done bobbing into the food plot. They made their way through. They never really got up here, and he was here last night. I was looking at him out this little window right here, so it wasn't even like I could see, I couldn't get a shot because this is clear to my left, a real hard left shot, and I've got all that taped off because I figured the deer would be coming out up here, so I'm trying to get the shots here in front of me. He was the buck who attacked my decoy, and I can tell you that because the only thing I could see through the scope that night, if you watch that video, there's no video of it whatsoever, just the audio, but as he's going through here, I could see those antlers sticking up, and those tines aren't something you'll forget. He was a real tall deer. But he came out, and he was down there on the edge of the food plot. I used the rangefinder. It was 80 yards. He was at 80 yards, and then he moved to 90 yards, and he was gone. And that's too far of a shot, even with my 30-30. I probably wouldn't even take that shot. It was through the brush. I mean, there was really no available shots with any of my equipment, anyway, or my skill level. You'd be shooting through the pack of does at that deer. Not a shot I would have ever felt comfortable with. But man, what a deer. I saw him, and to see him down there milling around, but he never came in, and he just walked away. He just left. He went right down into the hemlocks, and he went down there, and I don't know. Apparently he doesn't need to eat, I guess. I don't know. So I was real leery of getting out of here. I didn't want to spook him. I waited 45 minutes after dark where I couldn't see anymore. I shined my flashlight out and I saw one set of eyeballs, so I waited, and then I flashed my flashlight again one more time, didn't see any eyeballs, so I got out of the blind. I think I still spooked some deer because I think they're still around here, but then I checked my camera when I came in this morning, and they were right here in front of the blind overnight, so they're still frequenting the food plot. They'll be back. I know I'm talking kind of loud, but I'm getting ready to leave. I sat here all morning. It's about 10 o'clock. I sat through 4 hours of this cold temperature. If I look like I've gained a few pounds, it's not because I have. It's because I've got a pair of long underwear, 2 sweatshirts, my hunting coat, a camouflage hunting coat, insulated hunting coat, and this black sweatshirt, or gray sweatshirt. on top altogether. So I'm wearing almost all the clothes I own at the same time with this nice little vest pulled tight around me on top of it, but to stay legal. But I do intend to come back down here and sit here until dark, so I'll keep you posted. Now, I did return to that food plot on a couple of occasions. The snow came in, the weather started to turn for the worst, but he never made his appearance. He never came back. And by the last day of that second crossbow season, I was sitting in a tree stand overlooking a little clover food plot, hoping the deer would come into what I call the doe field. I did see some deer moving across the road on the neighbor's property, moving around behind their house, and I suspect those deer were being pushed by some other hunters, probably somebody who was putting on a deer drive somewhere. Those deer never made their way down across the road, never made their way across the field to me. They just stayed in that little section of woods across the road and waited out the rest of the second crossbow season. So the second crossbow season ended without me filling my buck tag, but I feel like I'm getting a little bit closer because at least I saw that big guy in person during the daytime. And we still have the late season here in Pennsylvania. That starts the day after Christmas, December 26th, where I am given 3 more weeks to try and fill that buck tag with my crossbow.